I'm Jason with the All Things Open team. I'm here with David. Welcome. Please introduce yourself to the ATO community.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jason. I'm David. I'm a full-stack software engineer and AI influencer. I currently serve as the Chief AI Officer at Nex AI Advisors, where we leverage AI to help businesses transform their operations.
Great. Well, I want to dive into some of your expertise around AI. How has AI transformed your approach to software development?
It has transformed it profoundly. In the past, I would spend a lot of time writing boilerplate code and debugging, but right now I would spend several hours crafting the perfect prompt and giving AI the full picture of what I'm trying to build. And then once I give the AI the prompt, it can do most of the work for me. And now it's more about telling AI what I want it to be done rather than writing code myself.
Perfect. Well, I want to maybe take a step back. How did you get involved with open source in the first place?
My exposure with open source goes all the way back in college when I was doing programming classes. We were set up in these Linux labs. We did everything was open source, but that's actually quite transformative in today's trend because AI, people have concerns about safety, and when software is open source, you can see the code, and you feel much more secure running the code that you know what it's doing. And so I see big advantages going forward for open source and AI.
Got it. Well, let's dive into that. Can you share some of your insights about the intersection of AI and open source?
Yeah, absolutely. There are many ways AI and open source intersect. Well, first, AI is a very complex topic, and it requires a large community of people coming together and working. That's basically like the fundamentals of open source collaborative work. And right now, open source initiatives can be transformed with AI. And there's always a challenge bringing on new contributors. With AI, it can explain the code base, help onboard them, do code review, as well as setting up, creating automated tasks for beginners to get familiar with the project.
That's really cool. What advice would you give to developers looking to integrate AI into their projects?
I would say first have a clear goal of what you want AI to do for you. And in fact, if you just go to chatgpt.com and ask, I'm working on this problem, how can I use AI to help me? It will come up with some great suggestions. If you're working on a personal project, that's a great time to experiment. You don't want to just start putting in, have AI analyze the code base if you're working in a company. But start with something basic, like creating a hello world, and then use it to generate your more complex code. And gradually, you'll get a good understanding.
Got it. What do you see as the biggest limitations with the current LLMs, the large language models, and how do you have any workarounds for that?
Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org, allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video.
Yeah, absolutely. I ran into this problem when I initially got started using AI for coding. A lot of the LLMs are limited in their training data. It might not be trained on the latest version of the library or tool you're using. It will give you an answer, but when you try to run the code, you'll get a lot of errors. And the way I get around it is I would find the documentation of whatever library or tool I'm using, and I would send that to the AI as part of my prompt, and then it will use the latest version to provide the answer.
Sounds good. How do you approach making complex AI concepts accessible to broader audiences?
I think it comes down to just having empathy and meeting the audience where they are. If I'm talking to a software engineer, obviously I can explain AI concepts a little differently than someone who's just business oriented. Once I understand how much AI they understand, I can start with some basic analogies, like comparing AI to like having a really knowledgeable colleague, but still need the proper context in order to get the job done, and um, gradually and then give them some suggestions, something easy they can do with AI, just to establish their confidence, and then they will develop the interest and curiosity to explore for themselves.
Perfect. Well, let's talk about the future a little bit. How can developers be prepared for an AI-driven future?
Yeah, right now, as a developer, there are lots of misconceptions about AI, and some people feel that AI will replace all software developers, and others think it will never be good enough to write production code. I think the more practical, pragmatic approach is to treat AI as a tool, and the best thing to do right now is to get familiar with some basic concepts like prompt engineering and using AI to research and analysis. No matter what kind of job we work in the future, having a basic understanding of how to leverage AI for different tasks will be a useful skill, and it will increase your value in the marketplace.
Great. David, this has been fun. You've shared a lot of knowledge with us. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.